Hi, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on some new ESPN content coming soon to Disney Plus. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So last week, ESPN on Disney Plus launched in the United States, bringing a whole host of different shows, live and also documentary, etc., were brought on to Disney Plus. Now, some of the content is available for all Disney Plus subscribers in the US, while some of it you do need the ESPN Plus subscription as part of the bundle, and you can access it very similar to how Hulu on Disney Plus launches. Now, interesting enough, if you maybe don't want to watch some of this content, or maybe you've got kids and you don't want them to watch live sports, you can now actually go in and kind of make a little bit of a change, because with the new release, they've also changed some of the parental controls. You can now go in and actually select that you don't have access to unrated sports and also live news and other events. So maybe you don't want them being able to watch ABC News Live, and you just don't want them watching sports, because unfortunately with live content, it's basically unrated. So, you know, it could have swear words in there. There's also could be adverts and stuff that maybe you don't find appropriate. You know, all of these kind of things are there now. You can now turn that option off, and basically means that that profile won't see it. You can do it on all profiles, not just on like kids ones, but it's just allowing a little bit more control, I think, for parents. I do think Disney Plus really does need to add more parental controls, and within Disney Plus, definitely, you know, being able to maybe block individual titles or just have a little bit more control over it. But I do think being able to lock out this is a good idea. Maybe as well, you're just not interested in live news, or you're maybe not interested in live sports as well. You don't want to see that in there, so therefore that's a way of them kind of getting around it. Now, it is important to note that if a live show is rated, it might still pop up on that profile. Maybe, for example, like, you know, like these Simpsons and Mickey Mouse things, they know that they're going to be rated for kids, so that might get around it. But generally, this is a good thing. But that's not all. Since the launch of ESPN on Disney Plus, we've also found out that there's going to be some special Disney Plus shows that are now in development by ESPN. One of them is going to be a new version of SportsCenter. This one is going to be aimed at casual people. So it's not aimed specifically just at sports fans. So no word yet on when this one's going to come out or anything like that. But yeah, so maybe this is going to be a show that's just kind of covers all the main points of sports, and it gives you a bit of an overview without having to know too much. Now, this is kind of good in some ways. I think, you know, it's a good place maybe for Disney Plus subscribers to be able to be brought in on the sports side of things, maybe as well a way for them to try and then to upsell you maybe on the ESPN subscription. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if this actually ends up going out maybe on the ABC or goes out on YouTube, etc. as well. At the minute, it's just being sort of said that it's a Disney Plus show, but they might want to get some value out of it by pushing it out. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think sometimes, especially with sports coverage, it does tend to often assume that you know everything that's going on about it, and, you know, kind of go into some weeds and stuff that maybe you don't necessarily know about. So I think a general audience sports show could be a good thing, reach a bigger audience, but I do question how much is this going to be watched? Is it going to be worthwhile them doing it? You know, sometimes they have these ideas and the viewers don't follow them and aren't interested in this kind of content. So that's going to be the major issue, I think, for this one. They've also announced there's going to be another show, which they're not sure if it's going to be multiple times a week or weekly, which is going to be covering women's sports. So, you know, maybe like basketball, etc. And again, these are all still very much in the early stages. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they're just going to hold off a little bit, see what the viewership is like, see if people are watching sports on Disney Plus yet, see where those numbers come in to find out if it's financially viable doing it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're fully operational then by the time the ESPN flagship launches on Disney Plus next fall. Because they're kind of doing this weird thing. ESPN Plus is going to be one thing, and then this new ESPN flagship, which has lots of all the live sports from all the channels, will be there. Probably going to be a little bit more expensive. They say they're going to have all three platforms, the free version, the ESPN Plus, and the flagship. I think more than likely we're probably going to see a little bit of consolidation there. So when these shows are going to arrive, I don't know. And again, they seem to be kind of moving things around. Nothing's kind of been officially announced regarding these shows, but I do think creating sports content specifically for Disney Plus and just a general audience is not a bad thing, especially if they want to try and sell sports and try and get people interested in it. That's not a bad thing. But also some of the major franchises like the NFL, NBA, etc., also want to try and reach a bigger audience. They want to reach new people. They want to reach a casual audience, and this is a way of them doing so. So I don't know. I don't know if a sort of a more general version of SportsCenter is a good idea or not, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think it is or not? Will you be using the setting to turn off the live sports? Is that something else that you might be interested in? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments below. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.